What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin with a comic book review for you guys today. It's like the 27th, and we are finally reviewing a fantasy comic for Fantasy Month. Better late than never. So yeah, today we're reviewing the Warlord issue 62 from 1982. Cry Wolf. This is a comic book written and created by Mike Grell, art by Jan, Jan Duursema, who also drew the preview. There's a preview for Arion, Lord of Atlantis, which that comic book was like a prequel to the Atlantis before Aquaman took over. So it's like back before Atlantis sunk into the ocean. It was like a magical kingdom, right? So you get a little preview of that. Yeah, I got this comic book at a antique shop, and I felt so bad. Like I couldn't find a price on it, and I had the lady cashier call the owner or whatever, and it turns out it was like $1. So I paid $1 for this comic book, and I had to bother the owner. Yeah, so for people who don't know what Warlord's about, Warlord, it's kind of similar to the Savage Land, but instead of this prehistoric zone in the Antarctica, it's more of a fantasy world, right? Where the main character, Travis Morgan, crashed his plane there, right? And becomes this like adventurer, right? Yeah, so like the book is about there's even dinosaurs in Scartaris. That's the name of the continent, right? Yeah, it's the book starts off with this shepherd boy who's shepherding these like deer-looking things that get attacked by this pack of wolves and this man, who it turns out that man is Rostov, who's like a Russian pilot that knew Travis Morgan, right? Which I never read any Warlord comics before this one. I knew about the character from watching Justice League Unlimited. There was like an episode of Justice League where they showed up on Scartaris, right? And like, turns out this guy used to be a werewolf, or is a werewolf. But yeah, like he turned back into a man, but he's still like thinking like a beast. Yeah, so the book, like in the city of Shambhala, where Travis Morgan is like a king or consort to the queen, I'm not 100% sure, is breaking up a fight between two soldiers, right? Who think, like, who told them they're fighting over money, right? But they're actually fighting over something else. Apparently, in earlier comics, Travis Morgan was kidnapped by conspirators, and like he was replaced with a double, and at some point he get his queen hooked up with this bard called Greymore, right? So like they're trying to keep it a secret, but yeah, like Travis Morgan got cucked by this bard. Here you see the queen, right? And Greymore tells the queen about the wolf pack, right? And the queen decides to, tell her husband, because her husband's like itching for adventure, right? Yeah, so like Travis Morgan goes to hunt the wolf pack, but gets attacked by Rostov, right? And ends up getting saved by the bard who he took with him. Right. Oh, you have this beautiful ad for Camelot 3000, which is like a sci-fi fantasy book by Brian Boland and Mike W. Barr. I'm going to read this at some point, right? But yeah, like the Greymore saved him, and like he takes him back to his kingdom, and Rostov Rostov, who was apparently a Russian pilot, comes back to his senses, and Travis Morgan decides to go find his daughter, right, who's supposed to be a magician, to heal him, right? But, like, the queen's like, I'm sick of you constantly leaving, get the hell out. Right? And he's like, I'll be back. And she tells the guard, change the locks. So he's, yeah, so it doesn't end well for Travis Morgan here. So next we got a preview for or I don't know if this is a prequel or a preview for the Orion comic book. But yeah, we get a story called Madman and Mages, right, by Paul Kuperberg and drawn by Jan Duursema. And this is about like old man sorcerer is traveling through like interdimensions, right, to save the life of Orion, and he gets attacked by this Chaos Lord, and they have this battle, right, and the magician wins, right. Also, there's a Swamp Thing contest. But yeah, the guy wins, and then we get told about the Orion comic book. So what do I think about this comic book? I'm definitely interested in the world of the Warlord. It sounds pretty cool. Like, you have this it's kind of like a John Carter meets the Savage Land, where instead of guy from Marvel ends up in Mars, the fantasy world version of Mars. It's like this guy here goes into like a fantasy kingdom that's hidden in the Antarctica. So that premise is pretty cool. I would like to see more comics from this series, right? But it was a bit the story was a bit random, so it's like, yeah, I have the art was good. The story, it was just it just this is the problem when you review random comics from a series. It's like, okay, this felt like a bit of a filler issue, right? But it was a decent story, right? I mostly blame the editor for let's cram in like a preview comic, which the preview comic was good, right? But yeah, if I were to give this comic a rating, I would say it's a 6 out of 10. But I would definitely want to read more Warlord. DC maybe put out an omnibus, right? Yeah, so that's it for this review, guys. Our next review is going to be, we're going to review the Marvel Comics, The Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian. This is like issue 11 of the Conan magazine that Marvel Comics print out. Marvel Comics would print out a magazine series, right? Because, if it was in a magazine format, then they wouldn't have to follow the rules of the Comics Authority. So there's probably going to be a lot of blood, guts, and TNA in this magazine. So look forward to that.